Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Two Men Maths. Today we'll be discussing what transversals are and the types of angles in the transversals and the parallel lines. As usual, let's start off with some key ideas. When two or more parallel lines are being intersected by a transversal, any pairs of angles formed are either congruent or supplementary. And we can determine if these two lines are parallel by actually looking at the measures of these pairs. But since we're just focusing on the basics of transversals and trying to understand the angles that are formed in transversals, we're not going to dive deep into parallel lines at all. So what is a transversal? Well, a transversal is a line that cuts through two or more lines. And so whenever two lines are intersected by another line, therefore called a transversal, 8 angles will be formed. And there's two main regions of a transversal, interior and exterior. Now let's move on to name angled pairs. There are four main types of main angled pairs. Let's start off with alternate interior angles. Well, these kind of angles make a Z pattern that help in recognizing them. They're located on the corners of the Z. So let's say you would make a Z and in the interior area, and an example of a pair of alternate interior angles would be A and A1, and another example would be B and B1. So you can see they're both on the interior side of the transversal and they're both alternating. Now, alternate exterior angles is the same concept, but except it's on the exterior of the transversal. So, for example, D and D1 would be a pair of alternate exterior angles, and C and C1 would also be a pair of alternate exterior angles. Now, same-side interior angles actually make an F pattern that help in recognizing them, and they're located on the corners of the F. Let's say you were to make an F, and an example of a pair of same-side interior angles would be B and A1, and another example would be A and B1. And last but not least, we have corresponding angles. So these basically have the same relative shape in terms of how the angle kind of looks like and the lines forming the angle. Now, of course, corresponding angles, the shape of them will vary, but in parallel lines, the corresponding angles are congruent. But as you can see, since those two lines are not parallel lines, the corresponding angles will not be congruent. So for instance, a pair of corresponding angles would be D and A1, or for example, C and B1. Another example would be B and C1, or A and D1. Now I hope this video helped. Comment down below any other math topics from your review. Thank you.